So this one I watched quite a long time ago. It's called When We First Met, and it's on Netflix, starring this guy and this girl. Now I'm pretty sure I know her name, Alexandra something, and this guy I've seen him everywhere, like a lot of places on Netflix, but I don't know his name. I don't care to search for his name anytime soon. So talking about this movie, I thought this movie was, well, it was saved by that one thing that saved this movie, and I'll talk about that in just a bit. Overall, I did not like this movie. It was quite predictable. Like I've seen I didn't watch the full trailer, but I did see a just 5-second clip from the preview of the Netflix trailers, and I immediately was like, okay, I know how this is gonna go. Right? It gives away so much of the plot, and you know what you're in for, right? So if you're interested in this kind of time traveling stuff, then you might like it. But at the same time, we've seen so much of this time travel stuff already. All right, like he has to go back in time multiple times, failing, and until he realizes what the true mission or the true objective really is, what the right thing to do is in the end, and he does one last time jump to solve everything. All right, so that's basically how the movie works. So the story starts off with our main character going to a party. It's a college or a Halloween party. There's some sort of costumes that people are dressing up in, and he finds this girl. She's extremely cute, and they both bump into each other. Right, and then that one bump into each other leads to a full conversation, a full night spent together. Like not night, the full sort of they spend the full half the night together, right? Until the time comes where he needs to make the move, but he hugs her instead of kissing her. So that's where things go wrong. And when you fast forward to the future, she's marrying someone else instead of him. He becomes friend zoned, right? That's what the movie is. And it's basically him finding a time machine in a sort of photo booth. Right, it's a photo booth, and he finds a time machine in that, and he knows that every time he uses that, he can go back to that exact moment and try to fix things. So that's what the movie is. He keeps going back and tries to fix things. Now, obviously, things go wrong every time he tries to fix it. Every time he tries to do something different, the future basically ends up in a certain way that doesn't work for him, right? Like there's one time where he is hanging out, like he does end up marrying her, but their life is really bad. It's boring. Nobody likes it. There's a time when he's rich, but his friend, he kind of betrays his friend. And so every time he goes to the future, he thinks that everything is fine, but until something is not fine, right? And that's what makes him go back into the past again. So there's always something that's not right. Until he realizes that, well, this girl isn't for me. Like whatever I do, she is just not happy with me, or something in the world is messed up whenever he is with her together. So he realizes that he and her cannot be together, right? It just has to be someone else. And this is where I come to the part where the movie was kind of saved. It's when the movie starts off, right, and the girl is getting married to someone else, and he's super sad and he's crying. There's this side character, a side girl, who's her friend. I see her and I'm like, she looks really good, right? It would be great if she was the main character. Like, I like Alexandra, like she looks like a goddess, yes, but I've seen her in many movies, right? I want someone else to get the spotlight for once. And this friend of hers, this side character, she was actually really good looking. So it was just a small thought in my mind, like what if she was the main character, right? Because they sort of put the main guy and the side girl together, sort of giving you a hint. I didn't think they would go that direction. So in the end, he ends up liking this side character, and he realizes that she's the one for him. And basically, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't think the movie would go that direction, to change the main protagonist's love interest halfway through. Not halfway through, only in the end. So I think that's what changed my opinion on the movie, the fact that they could do that, right? So in the end, he ends up with the friend of her and not her, and that was good. I actually liked that ending. I thought that was well done, and that's the only thing that saved the movie, because rest of this movie is very predictable. I couldn't stand. There was nothing funny about the movie, and this guy, this main actor of the movie, he tries too hard. Like, no matter what lines he says or what's going on, I have not found myself laughing to any of his jokes. He just oversells the performance, and I don't like it. Alright, he's way too over. Like, he overreacts to almost everything. Every scene, he's like he's giving 150 or 200%. Now that's not good. Alright, some jokes, it's just unrealistic. The way, like, you can tell he's acting is way beyond what was asked for. Like, if I was the director and I saw him acting like that, I would seriously consider casting someone else for this role, because he did not sell it to me. And he also does not give the main character vibes. It's not like that. Outside of that, the movie wasn't funny. The movie wasn't funny. It was just I knew what was gonna happen, and I didn't like 80% of the movie. Last 20% is last 20 minutes were okay. That's just because I'm biased towards the other girl, and he ends up with the other girl. That's the only thing that saves the movie a little. But rest of the movie is still pretty bad. It's a bad Netflix rom-com. A bad Netflix rom-com is very rare, because I am a sucker for rom-coms, and this is just bad. Like we all know, rom-coms are very cheesy, but if they follow the script right, and if they do this stuff right, any rom-com I can give it above 7 out of 10. This one, it did not land. A lot of things did not land about this rom-com, so it mostly lands on a 5 or a 5.5 for me. I did not enjoy the whole movie until the end. The end was like, yay, I like this. But the rest of the movie, I couldn't forget, was still pretty average to talk about. So yeah, another Netflix movie. I'll see you on the next one.